believe we are. I believe we are live. Yes.
How wonderful! Yes.
Totally is an absolute disaster in the waiting. Anyways, greetings everybody. I'm Pastaguy.
I am Vikingaspöke. And the third one is Cupcake Paints, as it
Yes,
seems.
and I am Cupcake. Sorry, I got distracted.
Already, we've just
We're only a minute in. We're only a minute into air, and you're already getting distracted. So yeah. Anyway, guys, welcome to the Determined Podcast. Yeah. So this is our first episode, basically a test episode, if we're being completely honest.
This is the pilot episode.
So yeah, if it's an absolute mess, you know why.
Yay.
Alright, so yeah, today, this is a Undertale themed podcast, of course, and today, for our first inaugural episode, we're going to be talking about the amazing world of just, well, the original Undertale, and and we got a bunch of questions that we're just going to ask each other. We're basically just going to be discussing the whole game and stuff.
Yep. And if there are any questions that you, the listeners and viewers out there, want to ask us, then go ahead, type them in the chat, and we'll try to answer them.
Yeah. Someone's got to be watching the chat.
I am.
So, now that we have introduced our names, perhaps we should also introduce what we do as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, so I guess I'll go first. Go
ahead, you.
Yeah, I guess I'll go first. Okay, so I am Pastaguy. I am a Undertale fanfic writer. I've written one complete AU, which is amazing that someone actually bothered to finish their story. Called Out of the Void comprised of 2 stories and a short story collection. And also currently working on a Deltarune fic called The Disappearance of Frisk Dreamer. I've been playing Undertale since about February of 2016, and yeah, who wants to go next?
Yes. I am Vikingaspöke. I have written the One Falls anthology, and I am currently working on a new story set before the barrier at the time of monsters and mages.
Alright, sounds good. What about you, Cupcake?
Well, I'm Cupcake. I haven't made any AUs or written, well, I wrote one short, Undertale short on AO3 and Deviant. But basically I just draw a lot of Undertale fan art at the moment. I'm trying to organize myself so that I can start a comic series, but so maybe that will happen in the future sometime.
Of course, that's nice.
Yeah.
So you're more you have more been perusing and reading rather than
creating like us weirdos.
Making on your own. Yes. So no, it's good. It's good to also have reader here in the podcast, of course, because we need the very wide view of the game and its fandom, of course.
All right. So yeah, is anyone actually like bothering to watch the chat at all? I don't.
Someone says that Viking's voice is a bit soft. I think that maybe you should up his volume a bit, Pasta.
Yeah, I already had to up it a bit already, so I guess I can up it a bit more.
Yes, a bit more.
Okay. Hopefully that fixes it. Just boosted it up like by 17%. Okay. Again, we are not professionals in the slides. This is my first ever podcast, and you can tell I'm really nervous.
It's okay, Pasta.
By the way, speaking of your amazing artwork and stuff, if you're wondering who made the background for this, it is actually our very talented Cupcake Paints.
It was me. I did it.
Yes, she made the amazing background image, basically the sunset from the True Pacifist ending, which, yeah, looks great. Alright, so, I guess we'll start on the questions now, unless anyone has anything else to say.
Not. I mean, I have something to say about the questions, but not anything now currently.
All right.
So
yeah.
Again, people in the chat, if you want to suggest topics and stuff you want us to talk about, we are totally open to that. Just send us a question that you think would be good. Try to keep stuff PG-13, obviously. I mean, of course, there's going to be slip-ups, but we try to keep it at least somewhat clean around here.
I guess.
Alright, so, question number 1. How did all of us get introduced to Undertale?
Would you like to start with that, since you're the host?
I guess so. I was first introduced to Undertale because of my sister. I remember this very vividly, actually. We were at a restaurant and we were waiting to be seated and stuff. God, remember when you could go sit down at a restaurant? Anyways, so we were sitting at a restaurant waiting to be seated, and she was showing some stuff to me on her phone, and she was like, "Hey, have you seen this game before?" And I was like, "No, what is it?" And she showed me a short little bit of the Let's Play done by Cry and stuff back in the day about Undertale and stuff, and she was and I was like, yeah, it looks kind of cute. It looks retro and stuff. That Flowey guy looks like a jerk face and stuff, and that goat mom looks precious. But yeah, it looks okay. And she's just like, no, seriously, you have to play Undertale. And I didn't really get that from the 10 minutes or so of the ruins that I saw. And I didn't actually play the game till Christmas Day of 2015 because I was a broke 15-year-old that doesn't have a job or anything, so I had to wait till Christmas to play games like that. Anyways, so I play the game for a little bit. I think I get to about the end of the ruins. Then I just drop it and go back to, I don't know, playing Smash Brothers or something. But then 3 months later, I have a long weekend because of school and stuff. And I can't do much else. My family actually planned on doing some other stuff that weekend, but then my whole family got sick, besides me and my brother. And yeah, so I had nothing to do, so I was just like, hey, that Undertale thing, I should finally play through it, and finally be able to watch all those videos that tell me that you really shouldn't get spoiled on this game beforehand and stuff. So I played through it, absolutely loved it, and yeah, I've been in the fandom ever since, even though I took a year-long break back in 2017 to 2018, but I'm back and more into this game than ever, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Also, Pasta, they're still saying that Viking's too quiet.
God dang it!
Oh my god.
How loud do you want this dang Viking to be?
Just go up 40% or something.
Alright, we have a question, and we will answer that after we finish with our origin story.
Our origin story, yeah.
Also, from which chat are you reading the questions from? Are you reading both chats?
I'm reading it from Twitch right now. I couldn't I didn't get a notification for it being live on YouTube, and I don't know if that's on my end or
Hang on,
something else.
let me go check. Like it says I am streaming on YouTube right now, so let me check that.
You are streaming on YouTube. Yes, you are. But since we're streaming on 2 different platforms, we need to be
But
reading
I'm
2
back.
different chats.
Exactly.
That is the important one.
Oh, oh, flip. It's streaming on. It's streaming on. It's streaming on Pastaguy and not on the Determined podcast. God dang it! It's streaming on the wrong channel.
Oh, so
Please
no wonder
excuse us. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
Also, the title of it's wrong.
So as we're fixing that, Viking, why don't you go ahead with your how you got into Undertale?
How I got into Undertale was in like 10 seconds or something. I was watching the Zero Punctuation, what was it, 2015 year roundup, and he had a review of Undertale with just 1 sentence, which was, and I guess still is, Undertale is a good game, and that was it. And for me, it's like, oh, a one sentence review from Yahtzee of all people saying that it's good. It has to be good, I'm guessing. So I bought it, and then I played it, and then I said, yes. I mean, after I wiped all the tears away from my face, I said, oh yeah, it's a pretty damn good game. And good enough that I'm still here in the fandom 4 years later. So not really the most exciting origin story in terms of just months spanning, but you know, backstories are boring either way. That's why Undertale just had the skip in the beginning, and then after the game, and then after the game. So what about you, the final third?
So with me it was kind of funny. So I have a nephew and niece that are both very close to my age range.
And I guess still is.
And they both played Undertale. And so one day when they came over, my niece was like, oh my gosh, you have to check out this game. I really think you're gonna like it. And I'm like, okay, what game is it? She was like, it's called Undertale. And then they showed me a trailer for the game, and I'm like, okay, I'll add it to my list of things to check out, because you know the trailer made me laugh and I thought it looked interesting, so I put that on my list, and then I forgot about it. And then about a few months later, I think, I was browsing Steam and I remembered, hey, there was that game that I wanted to check out. And lo and behold, it was on sale. So even better.
Yes.
So I bought it and I played through it, and I messed up a lot because I had no idea what I was doing, but I had fun. And then I realized that there were more than one run, and so after I did my pacifist run was really when I got into the game, and it opened me up to the community, all the lovely artists and creators, and now I'm here.
Yes, usually how that song and dance goes, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, so what's this question we have from the chat?
Okay, from Cutie Shiro in Twitch. Who do you guys think is the most underrated Undertale character?
Well, that's kind of hard to say. Honestly, there's so many. of course, since me being a big Asriel fanboy, I want to say Asriel because he's not like the center of attention of everything. But
Oof. Oof.
Of
That's a
course.
big oof.
yeah, but
Um,
I'd actually say like when it comes like listed up on everything, I'd actually say something like Mettaton because I don't think a lot of writers know what to really do with him, honestly. What, what do you guys think?
personally, like for me, I would have to say that, in my opinion, one of the most underrated Undertale characters is Monster Kid. Like he's almost never in anything. Poor Monster Kid. And he's so sweet and so cute. Just like just put him in more things, please. Even if he's in the background, I just want him in there.
Yes, he's a good kid.
Eh.
Exactly. Yes. My answer, I actually have a rather focused description of why, and that is Alphys. Alphys, I think, is the most underrated Undertale character, and I think I know why. Because she hits a bit too close for home for some people with her character. I mean, yes, she's a horrible person, really, for all she did with the experiments and such, but really none of the monsters can, you know, can really die on that hill, say that they were all pure and stuff. But what Alphys really does is that of all the characters, she is the most human because she has so much, I wouldn't say depth, not depth in the character sense, but more depth in that she has fallen the most out of all the characters, and that includes literally for Kara and Frisk, who have fallen down.
Yeah.
And she has quite a lot of potential going in both ways, in both a redemption way and a more dark path.
Yeah.
So it's more that she is, if you imagine like a spectrum left and right, she has the most fluidity, so to speak. You know, with Asriel you have him a lot on one side, and then Undyne, you have her on one side as well. We have Flowey, which is on the other side. But still, you can. But with Alphys, she can move around pretty much depending on the stories, on the story that you're writing, just because of the dark past she has. And that is why I think she's the most underrated character.
Alright. Well,
Either that or Flay or Heatsman. Flame Heatsman.
You remembered my name?
Of course. Always, I'll always remember.
Always remember you, Flames Heatsman.
Yes. Don't let go, I'll always remember you, Flames Heatsman.
You're here.
Yes. Alright. Should we continue? Or do you have something you'd like to add? Something the chat would like to add? Even? Do you have any suggestions about who they think is the most underrated character? Besides Jerry, of course, but we don't talk about Jerry except when chat
We don't talk about Jerry.
except when chat wants us to talk about Jerry.
Jerry or get out.
Of course.
Yes.
But yes, we can continue, and then we can circle back to chat, see if they can figure something out until then.
Alright.
So let's see here. We had another question we ourselves had written up, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
What route did you guys take first? And if I mean, I think we all chose some form of the neutral route first. So, if you chose the neutral route, which type of neutral route did you take?
Well, for me it was that I did an oopsie with the tutorial, as I think that was, played right into Toby's trap right there.
It's a trap.
But then I did continue, with pacifist, not really Batman strat, but pacifist, as in not fight, try and act instead.
Yeah, same actually. Yeah, I killed Goat Mom my first run.
I did too, but I instantly felt bad, so...
I did too. Like, I did it by accident. I thought...
Yeah, that was the point of the fight.
I thought maybe you have to fight her instead, cause her name's not Yellow. I can't spare her then, and so, I killed Goat Mom.
Yes.
Oof.
And I don't know if I outright cried, but I was close to crying when I was talking to Sans in the at the restaurant, MTT Resort. Because I'm like, oh no, oh no. One day she just stopped answering. Oh no.
One wonders why.
That's a big oof. I picked the neutral route. Okay. I kept all the characters alive. The thing I didn't do though was go do like Undyne's like subplot or anything. I just kept heading forward because I was I just didn't understand. Like I had to go talk to the fish lady that tried to kill me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
On the subject of that fight though, I was stuck on that fight for like a good half a day because I didn't realize, hey, just run away, you idiot. I literally went to go ask my sister, who was pretty sick at the time, like, hey, what do I do? And she was just like, what, do you keep killing her? And I'm just like, no, that's not the problem.
It's just that you're not good at the game.
No, I never run from fights before. I never had to do that before, so I was freaking I was freaking didn't know what to do, so I just didn't do it.
Yes, we have here from chat, from the Devil 9000, thinks that the humans, the other souls, are pretty underrated.
Yeah,
in terms of just quantity and such.
Yeah, I think they are underrated. But I honestly don't know what to do with them. That's the big reason.
They're basically gonna be like OCs.
Yeah,
if you write them, because there's nothing.
The only time I actually read a story that had them included in some way was this Frisk X Azrael fic that I read, where they somehow got revived along with everybody else, which is kind of a thing that could happen, considering like when you go to check the coffins at the end of the game, the coffins are empty for some reason. But I don't know if that means they're alive again or their bodies just finally degraded or something because because all the powers of the souls got used up. I don't know.
And essentially, if you're gonna have all the new souls, they're basically gonna make up like the entire cast, because there are quite a lot of them. 6 more. That's 6 more. Pretty much going ahead and filling up a lot of character slots, especially if you're doing like a sprite comic or a comic in general. It's quite difficult to get in a lot of characters. In writing, you just write them. but it still takes a lot of time to do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, like, I honestly think that that writer of that story that I read just had just it just had that it just had those characters in because she was just like, well, I don't want to technically write OCs, but I do need characters to like populate this high school and stuff that Frisk and Asriel are going to, so it's your lot.
Yes. I'm quite the opposite when it comes to OCs. I just make them. When it comes to like, oh, if I make a new character, they're basically gonna be an OC, so why not make them a complete OC and give me total control of it, instead of having to follow along a path that a lot of people are going to disagree about. Every Frisk is an OC.
Pretty much, yeah.
Only spicy takes in this podcast.
Hot takes.
Yes. But yes, let's see here. So that was the neutral route.
Yeah.
We all basically did the same. But then, when Flowey, of course, pops the question, can you do it without killing? Loud wink, loud wink. Did you go for that directly after, or did you indulge in a more dusty route?
I did what Flowey told me. I just I basically after I finished the neutral route and the insanity of Omega Flowey, I went to I think I just got up and like went to my sister and was like, "Hey, I heard there's like a super duper good ending and stuff. How do I do that?" And she's just like, well, there's a couple of steps. You might have to look it up. And that's what I did. I only looked at the bits where how to get to the places. I did not look at the bits of what happened to the places. Basically, I looked up how to get to Undyne's house, and that's it. That's the only thing I really needed. Everything else I figured out for myself.
Right. Me, I did the same, bar the sister asking.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really look things up. I just
Stumbled.
did everything. Yes, no, really did everything that the game kind of hinted at me having to do.
Yeah.
So like, oh, this looks like a side quest. All right, I'm just gonna do that then.
Mm.
Yes, sorry.
At the end of the neutral route, I think, like, this is a blur because I think I tried to block this memory, but I think I killed Flowey, so I had absolutely no idea what I was supposed to do.
Oof.
But you managed? Or did you do another neutral and spare him?
Like, I think well, I had to start over, anyways, because I killed Toriel. But I remember I had to. People are gonna get mad at me for this, but I had to look up a walkthrough. Okay.
No,
Once I heard that there was like a pacifist, I'm like, I want the pacifist. How do I do this? And so I
want to give all the monsters hugs.
Because I'm like, how do I spare Toriel though? And then once I found out, like, hardest facepalm ever, because I had been told by a frog that how I could, save her.
Yes.
Just, like, we, since we were talking about different versions of Frisk earlier, like, you hear about those, like, versions of Frisk that are, like, sweet beans and stuff that never, like, hurt anybody or did anything. Cupcake is one of those people that would just fall into the underground and not hurt anybody.
Yeah. I would try not to.
Without the Frogget, the monsters would still be in the underground.
Yeah.
Frogget.
Frogget.
The Frogget, yes. So tutorial Frogget is the hero, the unspoken hero.
Frogget is the most underrated character.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Okay. Chat, you got any questions? No, doesn't look like it.
No, I don't see any questions in chat. So
How big is the lag, by the way?
a few minutes, I think.
That's I think you should try and shorten it, because it's pretty difficult to have chat interactions with like minutes of halting. So we ask about chat opinions, and then
chat, what do you think? 2 minutes later.
Yeah, exactly, and we just sit quiet. That doesn't really work.
Yeah.
So for the next time, try and have it to be as instantaneously as possible.
Yeah.
So there could be some interactions.
Yeah, we'll try to figure that out. But
Yeah.
now we'll just have to make do with what we got.
Yes.
Oh, Sophis in the chat, or however you pronounce it, I'm sorry, Soph, said that don't feel bad because I had the wiki at hand next to me. I couldn't understand half of their instructions because I was half delirious. wait, Soph, did you like play this game when you were recovering from something? I mean, I heard of a guy that once played through first played through Mario World when he first had his wisdom teeth out.
Ow.
He was just sitting at home and he couldn't like go out or eat anything, so he was just like, I'll play Mario World.
Yes.
When in doubt, Mario World.
Okay.
Indeed.
I mean, Mario World is pretty fantastic, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's wrong game.
Alright. But, alright.
The mediator here, so we don't drift away from the important thing that is Undertale.
Yeah. Alright, so next subject we're gonna pull up now. What was your reaction to meeting, I guess, since it's just his insert character here, I guess let's go with the first character we meet. What was your reaction to meeting Flowey and the first interactions you had with them?
The biggest X I could find to press to doubt. Big X. X marks the spot, and the spot is doubt.
Wait.
But I still got hit by the friendliness pedals because I didn't know how to play the game.
Yes. So for Flowey, I didn't get I am so thankful to my nephew and niece who introduced me to the game. If you guys are watching, thank you so much for not spoiling anything, including Flowey. Like I said, I only saw the trailer. So when I found Flowey, I was like, oh, hello, Mr. Flower. You are very smiley and happy. And then he was, like, hi, I'm Flowey, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, yes, talking flower. And then he's like, and then when it came to the friendliness pellet, then I was like, this is suspicious.
You don't say.
And I got hit by the friendliness pellets, and I'm like, oh, not friendly flower, not a friendly flower.
I was an absolute dope. I believed every little thing this stupid flower said when he first talked to me. He was just like, I was just like, oh, he's giving me a tutorial, because at that point I was a dumb 15-year-old. I had never played any games that really subverted my expectations, really. Like, the games I usually played were, like, Mario or Smash Brothers or just standard stuff, like standard video games that don't screw with you. And I was just like, so he just started talking about like they're shared through friendliness palettes, and I was like, okay.
And yes, and then you were very suspicious the rest of the way.
Yeah. And yeah. Alright, so
Indeed.
Okay.
so apparently
So we have a question on Twitch and we have a question on YouTube. The question on Twitch: what are your theories about Gaster? And the question on YouTube is, what route is your favorite?
Alright, let's get the easy one out of the way first, at least the easy one for me. What route's my favorite? True Pacifist. That's super easy to say for me,
Yeah.
honestly.
Neutral.
Oh.
Just because of how many ways it can end.
Interesting.
And no,
That
yes,
is-
yes. True Pacifist is the, quote unquote real ending. It has the most fizzle, the most bang, the most heartbreak. But there's just something interesting about the neutral route, is that even though you think that you have changed, you have changed the order of the kill, how many people you have put in the forever box, you still get a different type of ending. So you can spend, you can just exhaust all the endings, and you have played for like 20 hours or something if you hurry through it. It is quite interesting, and the stories, the few stories that is about the different neutral endings, while not as popular, because again, no Asriel, they are still quite interesting, just to see how things would develop after King Mettaton. Would he change from his new responsibilities, or Queen Alphys, would Queen Alphys take it down the dark route, or would she find some sort of purpose and really step up to the throne in this time of extreme need?
Yeah. As for Gaster, Gaster, like, I have like two kind of way different theories about him, depending on like if we're talking about Undertale Gaster or Deltarune Gaster and stuff.
Let's stick to Undertale for a moment.
This first episode is like, besides just being a test route to make sure we get rid of all the technical hiccups before we have like any guests on, is just supposed to be mainly about Undertale. And when it comes to Gaster and stuff, I subscribe to the theory that like Gaster like had some relation to the Skeleton Brothers and stuff, and I do think that he does look like the goopy thing that we see, even though that thing is just called the Mystery Man in the game's files and stuff. And Gaster is one of the most interesting things, because we might not know, and we might not ever know what's going on. Like, people talk about, like, in Deltarune, like, oh, that's Gaster, like, doing all those experiments and everything and stuff at the start of the game. But it could be a completely new character. But, yeah, they have some relation to the Skeleton Bros and stuff. Like, in my AU, they are his children and stuff, even though I don't give them a mother figure or anything like that. So anyways, And yeah, fell into the core, and what he found inside the void was, well, kind of basically what Cammy showed off in the brief flashback we saw in like, I think Glitch Tale Season 2, Episode 5, which, again, we're not gonna get to AUs.
Wow, you know the episodes and everything. Whoa.
Again, we're not getting into AUs or our opinions on them in this stream, so save that for later. Oh god, if we ever have Cammy on here, it's gonna be very interesting. You made me cry, you bitch. Anyways,
Basta! Language.
Anyways, so yeah, I think he has some relation to the Skeleton Bros. I think he is like the former royal scientist. He is a skeleton, and
no. Yeah, I mean, we don't know anything about Gaster.
Pretty much,
That's
yeah.
the thing. We only know that he fell down the core. And we only knew that he existed at one point. Nothing else is known about him, and that is what makes him an enigma. I know the most popular thing is that he is, Mystery Man, which I think is fair enough that we have just added Mystery Man as a face for Gaster in the fandom. I mean, that's, so people know what the lovely people who draw art have depicted.
Yeah.
But if you go into like the story, like the actual story of Undertale and all that, I don't really think that Mystery Man is actually Gaster. Because I know, who's to say that he was the only one who who fell into the core, and there are more magic out there that have just been hinted at rather than just shown, with Sansa's shortcuts, which in a story way is just a fun thing to just skip a lot of unnecessary backtracking and walking and all of that. But since this fandom really takes like everything and runs to the end of the world and then some, who's to say that Mystery Man doesn't also have a similar type of magic? It doesn't necessarily have to be
when you talk to him, so it would make sense.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be necessarily a skeleton either, because we have seen different types of monster using similar magic. The drummers aren't the only one who use fire, for an example.
Mm-hmm.
And ice as well is different, and weapons, orange, blue magic, there are categories that we know.
Yep.
And perhaps there are some that are mutually exclusive. But we do have the Gaster Blasters, but then again that could just be something named after Gaster. Doesn't necessarily have to be connected to Mr. Gaster as well.
Mm-hmm.
John Gaster, who was Sans Undertale's brother, was one day in an office typing on a computer. But that's a different type of thing. I see that the Devil 9000 also asked about River Person, which is,
Yes.
like in a way the exact same question as about Gaster.
It's like.
But we have even less information on them.
They're mysterious.
I just
personally,
you go first.
Okay. Personally, I don't really have any opinions when it comes to like Gaster and the Mystery Man. Like, I have theories, but like I'm open really to anything. Just because different AUs, different creators have different theories, different ideas, and if I'm open to whatever, then it makes it better for the viewing pleasure or whatever.
As long as it's interesting and consistent, then it's then it's a legit take on the character.
Yeah.
That's the only two things you need to do. You have to make it interesting, and you have to make it consistent.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. So you actually have a story, you know.
For river person and stuff, they're just a weirdo. I got nothing. They're just a weirdo. Yeah. I mean, people try to make them a character and stuff, but I'm just like, dude, they're just there, guys. I got nothing.
Like, yeah, river person is like very mysterious and stuff. Like, they're also kind of just like a weirdo. Like, I borderline they were put in for both fast travel, of course, and comedic, you know. But
They also
also,
they also spout like beware something something. I don't
yeah,
quite,
beware the
quite
man who
remember.
speaks
Some,
with hands,
yes.
and so that makes me think that possibly that river person might at one point have been one of Gaster's followers that somehow escaped the fate of all the rest of them. Um, but
I feel
you know,
that
but
there.
that's just the theory.
Yes, I feel that there is some kind of connection like between in Deltarune. Just a quick between Jevil and what's it called again? The shopkeep.
uh,
Uh,
you mean
Seam.
Seam, yes, because Seam, no really other character even mentions Jevil except Seam, talking with them and all that. So they could just be that, no, none of the characters actually care about River Person, or you just take them for granted. If you take your share for granted, for example, you take the bus for granted, so you don't really spout about the bus to someone else. For an example, could be that they're just a character that everyone agrees on is a neat character. In the underground, everyone agrees. Yeah, River Person it's a good one, isn't it? But yeah. And then, nothing else is talked about it.
yeah.
Could be that'd be a fun take.
Mm-hmm.
That you build up all this intrigue. It's like, no, it's just River Person. What do you mean just River Person? Say, yeah, everyone in underground is just River Person to us. Like, oh my god, I had all this incriminating evidence. Like, of what? Like, no, he delivers the mail. Yeah, he's a good man. The hero, another hero, who brings the parcels on time.
Yeah. So
Brings all the fan mail to Mettaton, and brings all the unnecessary fan mail to Undyne from Monster Kid.
Okay. There was a question in YouTube on the YouTube chat that got overlooked. It was, in your opinion, what has a more bleak outcome, full-on genocide or one of the many neutral endings? And then they go on to add, I'd say that neutral is way more depressing.
Yes, some of the endings, like I said, really go off the rails.
yeah.
Unfortunately, there's no River Person neutral ending.
Ah, darn it.
Yeah. Fudge sticks.
Where's the neutral ending where the annoying dog takes over the entire underground and is declared the dictator of
Long live the supreme leader. Yep.
Alpha Rune.
Okay.
Apparently,
So,
I had background.
at the moment.
I had Apparently, I've had background music for this entire stream, and people have been telling me there's background music.
Like, it's just it's either super quiet or it's so subconscious that it's like, what? Huh? There's a thing there? Oh, okay. Like, I'm not
I
listening to
removed
the-
it, and I'm not sure anyone even noticed. Probably just a boost the volume a little bit too much. Chat, tell me if it's too loud, if it's drowning people out. Okay, so since we got no more questions and stuff from the chat, at least so far.
Question number 5.
What? Okay, since we talked about our first reactions to meeting Flowey, what did we think of them when we actually? What did we think of them when we actually learned about their backstory and stuff?
Yeah, which character?
I guess Flowey, if we want to continue on with that, but there's also other characters.
I mean, Flowey has like one of the more complicated backstories, I think.
Yeah. Eh.
We don't get much backstory for the rest of them. Well, I mean, except for like Asgore and Toriel, because But
yeah, that's more spoken as an event rather than a backstory for the individual characters.
Yeah.
So it's the event that they were participating in, not really the backstory of the characters themselves. Because there were probably a lot of history before them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yes, I think a few characters and that is Flowey. Yes, Alphys too had more actual backstory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you read through the logs that she wrote and all that.
Alright.
And do we have any more?
I mean, we have plenty more, but...
Yeah. Like, when I found out, like, who Flowey was, I was like, what? Huh? Wait a minute.
This flower used to be a goat child?
Like, at first I was confused, but then I'm like, wait. Oh, okay. And so, yeah.
It reminded me a lot of Pinocchio,
Mm.
and that's where Undertale really hit the low blow on me, at least, because in Pinocchio, at least in the Disney version, I think it's in the book as well, but after having watched the Disney version, I am not going to read the book because the books are usually even more awful. I mean, I think Pinocchio is a real, worse than Flowey almost in the books.
Mm.
But in the movie, there's the scene at the amusement park, which I'm pretty sure you'll know about, when the kid, as he's being turned into a donkey, screams for his mother when all of his humanity and his way to communicate and express who he is as a person just vanishes away into nothingness, leaving behind just a husk with the memory of being capable of but can't no longer. And then I am hit with the backstory for Flowey, and a few of those suppressed emotions that I experienced during the transformation scene in Pinocchio came flooding back like an open dam, and I'm stood in front of it. So
Holy flip!
That's really where Undertale became something special to me. Not in a good way, because that came later when there was actually some form of closure or some form of redemption, some form of arc to this character who had lost all of his, I say humanity, but if I say humanity, you know what I mean,
Monsteranity.
being able to think, being able
All
to
his, morality.
cry, to laugh, yes, all of that. And and in the end, because of my action, at least there's an ending. Perhaps not the best ending, but at the least an ending. and that's why Undertale has stuck with me, and why I have a bit of a problem replaying the game.
Yeah. It I mean, I know you definitely love Asriel, considering like a bunch of your stories, like he's a big character in it. I mean, one of the fan art stuff that you have for your story is like has Asriel front and center in it.
I mean, yes, it's mostly because I'm interested to what happens with Asriel as a character after the events. What really he comes across in, I think it's actually written on the commission that I did, is how can I live up to dying? And that is the one question my Asriel tries to answer throughout the length of the story.
Yeah.
And I did the teenage Asriel has an existential crisis about being brought alive 2 weeks before Potu started his growth spurt comic. So I was first. I was before him. He does a very good take. He does an excellent take, and I do a different take, which is good because they can both exist. My Asriel is asking, "How can I live up to dying?" His Asriel is asking, "What to do with the life that is given to me?"
I would love to have, with you saying that, I would love to have him on the stream too. If that be that, I mean, it would just become basically us talking about Asriel headcanons for like 90 minutes, but it'd be totally worth it.
I guess, yeah.
I'd just be on the sidelines like, hey, I'm here too. I don't have any particular headcanons for Asriel yet, but hi.
I think he's cute.
I'll pretty much take over the conversation. If that happened, I'll pretty much take over the conversation because I actually wrote a little story about his Asriel meeting mine, and then there are two perspectives yelling.
Yeah. But I wanted to write a story about me and his Asriel meeting. I mean, he had the problem of like his Kara being an absolute monster and stuff. My Asriel has the problem of, hey, they might not be the best person, but they were still nice and stuff to me a lot of the time. So basically, they have more guilt on actually getting killed because he feels like, hey, I didn't also die, but also this person that had problems but probably could have been a great person if they tried hard enough. They could have also. They also died with me.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. We have a question in Twitch chat. What is your I think they meant to say who is your favorite Undertale character and why? I don't even have to ask Pasta. I know who it is.
I don't know if you've heard, but there's this little goat boy called Asriel Dreamer who I find very interesting. But in all seriousness, I think he's my favorite character because one, I relate to him because I was that little kid that that basically got led along by their siblings or friends and stuff. Basically being like, okay, we'll do bad stuff as long as it. Ooh. Yeah.
When it comes to favorites, I always have a difficulty answering because there are so many types of favorite. It's like favorite design, favorite, just the character arc, favorite depth to character arc. So, I mean, if I'm just gonna say something without thinking, it's gonna be Muffet because, of course, because as I have very much stated before, her battle plays more into the medium of video games than the Hypergod battle does. You have more options to express your playthrough in the Muffet battle than you have in the final battle of the game. And that's a very spicy take. That's very. That's what I. That's and but it doesn't mean that it's better or anything at all. It's just a measure of just how many options you have, because you can't skip the entire end battle with just a spider donut.
Yes.
You can but you can with Muffets. That you can. But really, I just find her cute. And just her character is really fun.
Yet another underrated character.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do her justice in my story. Don't you worry.
Good.
I haven't actually read your story yet, if I'm being 100%. You think I would? You think I seriously would, considering like the stuff you have in your story, but I just haven't yet.
I have a family of 6 goats. 6 of them. Count them. The goats. Goat emeralds. 6. Count them. 6.
I just have 3 goats and a human.
But a lot of those goats were humans.
Oh.
Wink, wink. Wink, wink.
What?
Yes.
Goat Frisk is pretty adorable, but anyways,
It is the best drawn Goat Frisk as well. Objectively, the best design for the Goat Frisk. By Black Razorbill, it is the best. It is the cowlick.
yeah, I like her design. I also like those Daydreamers design. I'm not sure if you've seen that one.
I have.
Okay. Yeah, I also like that design.
Like with my favorite character, I know the question says only choose one, but
Go ahead.
I flip-flop between both Skeleton Brothers because I feel like both of their personalities, like, I resonate with, and I'm not sure why. It's like the very like lazy, laid-back, joke-telling nature of Sans, but also the like want to make everyone happy and like a cheerfulness of Papyrus. I love them both, so I just kind of flip-flop between the two as favorite characters. That's not saying that I don't like any of the other characters. I love all of the characters. But I just resonate with the Skeleton Brothers, probably because they remind me of my real-life brothers, so...
Malnourished.
No. No.
Ah, you meant personality-wise, okay.
Yeah, I meant that they're goofy and they're brothers.
Yes. Yes. Should we take a chat question? I think we have one.
I actually, there's a chat question that's really similar to a question on the official list that we have, so I'm gonna combine those two. They asked basically which boss fight was hardest, and I had one of the questions, question 6. Which boss fights did you find hardest when you first played the game on the neutral pacifist route? Because if I put genocide, that's kind of cheating, because all of us will either say Sans or Undone the Undying.
Yeah.
And also, alright, so which boss fight did we find hardest when we first played the game? I'm gonna go with kind of a basic answer. I'm gonna say Asgore's boss fight. I spent a good few hours on that.
Dang it! I was gonna say Asgore.
The dogs, Dogessa.
Oh, Dogmead. Dog Ursa?
Yes, yes, because just the ramp in like pattern difficulty from what you played before is basically a boss fight in and of itself.
It's a mini boss.
Yes,
Mini boss.
Mini boss.
mini boss. Yes.
Like I was gonna say Asgore, but
I'm
not.
You could also say Asgore if you want to.
It wasn't just like physically difficult. It was mentally difficult because I didn't want to fight him, but I had to fight him.
Oh, fight the Gotan. Well, you're gonna.
I died multiple times. Also Omega Flowey though. Oof. Ow. That was painful.
Hmm.
So now that you talked a bit about Asriel, how about his parents? Eh?
Yeah.
We have another question here. How do you feel about Toriel's declaration about Asgore, so to speak? Is he really the bad guy, or is she also to blame about the state of the underground?
This is very like growth spurt territory once again.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I wouldn't say growth spurt in particular.
Yeah, a lot of stories cover this.
This is something that's like been talked about quite a lot. I mean, I know that growth spurts, even if we weren't supposed to, but I guess I started with it. You know, it has an opinion on that. That's one.
Yeah, I think my personal beliefs is that Toriel does share some of the blame, because instead of just like trying to convince them to stop or anything, they just up and leave.
Yeah.
Yes, in the sense that yes, you're right. You are Are you really the pacifist in this situation? If you're just leaving and not actively trying to stop.
Yeah, if by your absence the things go wrong or bad things happen.
Yes, I mean, if we assume that all of the children have gone past Toriel in one way or another,
Yeah.
is it that she didn't do enough to stop them, or was it that she couldn't do enough to stop them?
Yeah. Also,
that maybe deep down, she did want the 7 children to die so that she could be free. Because she had to let them go at some point. And did she let them go in the same way that she let Frisk go? Only if they could prove that they could handle the underground. Or was there anything more, or perhaps even less, to it?
Just a little comment as per the chat, Asper said Toriel is a deserter and a deserter.
Very nice play on words.
Ooh.
She'll get her just dessert.
That's terrible, Asper. Get out of here.
Go get some water, Asper. Go drink some water.
And watch the terrible taste of that pun out of your mouth.
Okay, speaking of puns, segue into the next question. What was the first joke in Undertale that you found funny?
The first joke that I found funny was when you have to push a rock and it just doesn't move, and it just starts talking to you, and I'm just that was the first point where I just laughed, because I love ridiculous situations like that. Yeah, just it being like, "What, you want me to move? I mean, okay."
I would have to say like that, yes, but also the face Toriel makes when you fight the frog.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Just like glare at the frog, and the frog just looks at her and just like just slides out the side to leave. That was just so funny.
Yeah, the still face.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like that like face is probably like that face can kill people. That icy stare that she has. I mean, it is coming from like most likely like a 7-odd-foot goat monster, even if she is a sweet mom and all that.
Yes, indeed.
I don't remember the first I actually like laughed out loud. I found all of them funny, of course. They were all quite funny.
Yeah.
But I don't think first is a good to do. Saying which was the joke you first laughed at. That's that's a bit biased to the things in the beginning, not really.
You're right. Let's switch that up. Okay, which joke did you find the funniest?
The funniest, yes. Okay. Oh, that's even worse.
Don't make me pick children. I think the joke I found funniest was the whole cooking with the killer robot bit. That was special. That was like that was the point where I'm just like, this game is on another level, guys.
Yes.
I feel that the really not feeling up to it. Sorry, that's a very good one.
Oh yeah, that's Luke. Yes.
That's like hits too close to home, though.
Yes, do protect. I mean, it's like what we all. I mean, poor Luke. He was just sitting, lying there, saying z z z z z z z z, pretending to be asleep. And then you really just step into him, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
And then he's the rude one. I think he has everything going for him when he says like, really not feeling up to it. Sorry, can I just leave, please?
Yeah, he's like, I came here to be alone, and now I'm getting bothered by this person, and
Very, very bothered.
Apparently someone, a little nice thing in the chat, like Underlock said, this is a great podcast these days. That's her thing. So, shout out to Underlock. Thank you.
Shout out to Underlock, who doesn't watch us a lot of podcasts. Hey. But this one is good at least.
Asper's just said funniest joke. That's easy. Alphas. Oof.
Yes.
Ooh.
Big deals.
Oh. Ooh.
Okay.
Asper be roasting.
Yes. This is a good question we got from chat from Twitch actually. Yarsp.
Yars.
I'm gonna say Yarsp.
Good.
What was the detail that you were most proud of / got the most satisfaction from noticing?
Ooh.
So that's something that you thought you were very smart about finding, but then you found out that everyone else found it out. I think it was when you realized that for me it was that Dramur is an anagram for murderer, and then Asriel is an anagram for serial. It's like, oh yeah, that explains a few things actually.
Wait a minute. Wait, what?
You haven't noticed?
No.
Did you also know that Deltarune is an anagram for Undertale?
What? That one, okay, but and Rousey is an anagram for Asriel, but
yes.
No.
Asriel Drummer is an anagram of serial murderer.
Oh.
You see, alright, yeah, this was a good answer, but now I got a live reaction from it as well. Yes, that's my answer.
Good.
Yes, indeed.
Oh dang! I forgot to link the stream in like one of the servers I'm in. Now I feel bad.
Test.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, guys. All of you watching, you're all guinea pigs. Guinea pigs. You're gonna have to answer a survey at the end of the podcast.
You're all the flowers before Flowey.
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
but going back to the detail noticing.
Yeah.
Something else you had?
Um, like I'm trying to think, but it's my I can't. Like you caught me off guard with that one, and now I can't. um.
Pasta, do you have anything meanwhile? Meanwhile, Cupcake just
Well, Cupcake's head explodes. Yeah.
Alright, I guess I should take a second one then, since you're also thinking about it, right?
No, sorry, I was doing something else. But the detail that I one of the satisfying details I noticed that if any I'm trying to think of one that most people don't talk about already.
Alright, guess I'll go with another. I know there. How familiar are people with just knowing about the food stuff you can do? Like with Asgore, if you eat the pie, if you manage to save the pie for all that time.
Oh yeah, that was
down into the ground.
Oh, I actually remember now. Snowman piece. Like, no one told me I had to do it, but
you'll have to repeat that because you cut out.
Okay, the snowman piece.
Yes.
That was a detail that I noted that I didn't actually note it. No one actually told me to do it or do anything about it or anything. But I just basically made it so that my inventory slot would be kept up by a snowman piece and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, and when Sam said you made a snowman very happy, I was like, yes, I at least got something out of it, because that made some parts really hard.
Indeed, yes.
Yes.
And then across the spider donut for Muffet's fight. What more do we have? Does anyone else in the chat maybe have some interesting tidbits? Or tidbits or
yeah, they're talking about the donut as well.
Yes, I mean, feel free to answer the question asked by others in chat.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess we can go back to the official list of
official in quotation marks.
A list of questions. Was there a character that you hated but grew to love afterward? Like, after we actually got the full, 411 on them or whatever?
Alphys, really.
I found Alphys pretty charming from the start. Kind of lovable dork and everything. Their backstory does make them better, though. What about you, Cupcake?
I didn't really dislike any of the characters from the beginning. I liked them all, including Flowey, and then Flowey betrayed me. And then he killed Goat Dad, which still didn't make me hate him, but I was mad at him. Very mad.
Cupcake, you killed Goat Dad. You're going into the timeout corner. Shows that one thing of
going
Flowey
into baby jail.
Flowey in gay baby jail. Flowey's in gay.
You cut out Pasta, and all I heard is Flowey's gay.
No, dang it. He's in gay. He's in gay baby jail. Yes, but why? Sorry, I'm thinking of another video. Anyway, yeah. I guess I'd have to go with Flower too. I was just like, I hate this little flower. But then after I learned the backstory about them, I was just like, oh no.
feel really bad for Flowey then, even though, you know, he still wants to kill you.
Yes.
Well, Viking, we don't. I know you just wanted to keep that private, but we don't have to. Like, 90 minutes is the kind of a minimum. If we want to go longer, we can go a bit longer if we want to.
We only have 3 official questions left. I think we should
Yeah.
at least answer those.
Mhm.
And, you know.
Yeah, we should at least get to the end of the question. Okay, so what was the first moment that shocked you? Like,
Again, first.
all right,
What is the moment? The moment.
Okay, what was the moment that shocked you the most?
Ooh, shocking. The electric maze. Kidding. I'd have to say, like, I think the True Lab, shocked me the most, because, like, I was expecting, well, I'm not even sure what I was expecting. I was not expecting the True Lab as it was, and, I'll be honest, I was scared. Like, I think that I snuggled a teddy bear while I went through the True Lab because I'm like, yeah, this is spooky.
Cupcake, you can't be this precious. Just like,
No.
I was scared, so I snuggled the teddy bear and stuff. I'm just like, stop being so freaking cute. Anyways, the moment that shocked me most was when Flowey just was like, yo, dog, I'ma let you finish, but he just came in and was like, oh, you spared Goat Dad? Spare Goat Dad? Shame about that. He just pulls out a gun.
Yes.
That's exactly what happened in the game, guys. Flowey just pulled out a freaking 9mm and just shot at Asgore's soul. That's what happened.
Oh yeah, I think I actually shouted no when he killed Asgore, because I was like, how could you?
Yeah, I was just like, no. When I saw that, I was just like, no. What about you, Viking?
No, I'm thinking like because the True Lab. The thing is that kind of expected it in a way because there is some extremely sinister. There's something extremely sinister behind all of this. Oh, and there it is. It's not that it wasn't effective, but it's like, yeah, this is a place that has a secret laboratory in it.
Yeah, the True Lab and the Amalgamates. Like, I was like, yeah, like you said, I was expecting something sinister, but I was thrown, like, I was shocked. I was thrown off just by how, like, surprisingly scary and spooky it was, especially when I fought the Amalgamates, because I'm like, oh no, oh no.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright. So... Flowey killing Asgore was just wrong. I mean, I did all the work and I didn't get the reward. Dang, Asper.
Reward was a dad hug by Asgore.
I mean, we eventually got that like 3 years later.
Yeah, true. I want that dad hug.
Funny thing about that, in the latest chapter of my Deltarune thing that I'm working on, Asriel does get freaking bear hugged like Kristen in Deltarune. It's just like, oh, I'm sorry, probably shouldn't do that while we're in public and stuff. But anyways.
Yes.
There,
in the Twitch chat, a lesser known fact, you can recreate Sans' voice using a clip of Patrick from SpongeBob.
That's not lesser known anymore, guy.
Yeah, it's not. But, like...
Alright, well...
But also, Flowey is Ronald McDonald.
What?
Yes. The laugh.
It's
The
true.
omega laugh is from it's a sample from
Also-
McDonald's.
Yeah, also that's a wonderful idea, and, you know...
Yes.
Huh. Okay, so...
Yeah.
So, second to last question. Who was your favorite character based on your first impression of them?
Muffet.
Yeah.
Yes, because of the no story to it. It's like, hi, I am a independent business owner. I have my own cafe here. I'd like more money. Give me your soul.
Muffet is...
And then you fight her.
Muffet is living hashtag her best life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, so, what else? I guess my favorite character when I first met them, was Asgore, because I was like expecting someone like really big and scary, but then I find this lovable guy and I'm just like, oh thank god. But then I was like, no, I don't want to hurt you. You best go, Dad. After like he's like all solemn about it, so I'm just like, I feel so bad. Muffet.
Yes.
Disgust of Riley. Muffet is queen. I think Viking would definitely agree with that.
She is.
Yeah.
She has the best spider. She has 6 arms to hug you, whereas Asgore only has 2. So you know.
Yeah, but they're big and fluffy, and that's what's important.
you haven't felt the spider. Actually, they are very fluffy in their own way.
Yeah. They're hairy. They're not necessarily
yes,
fluffy. Yes. Okay, but.
So my favorite character based on my first impression, going back to my favorite characters, I have to say I think it's Papyrus, just because he's introduced coming in to yell at his brother. I mean, it's amazing. Just like he's a goofball, and I love goofballs.
Yes.
So as soon as I saw how much of a goofball he was, I'm like, yes, I like this one. I'm going to keep this one.
This is my child now.
This one is mine.
All right. Okay, so chat, we're gonna we're gonna start wrapping up in a little bit, but we have one more official question, but if we send all your questions you want answered now, try to keep them short because we are going to be ending soon, but yeah.
Lag.
But yeah, the lag and stuff. I'm gonna compensate by we're gonna to compensate for the streamer lag, we're gonna answer this next question. Then after that, we'll do a bunch of quick fire chat questions before we end. Okay, so this one should have us talking for a little bit. Which song or boss theme was/is your favorite?
There is a correct answer to this.
Well,
and I want to hear if you have the correct answer or not.
Okay. There's so many good songs.
So, one of my favorite songs in it is It's Raining Somewhere Else.
That's not a boss theme though.
It says which song or boss theme.
Ah, right.
So there's an or in there. it could be an and if we want it to be an and. But so my favorite, like, one of my favorite songs is it's Raining Somewhere Else, just because like it's both very serious but very soothing at the same time, and it just really fits like the mood that it's trying to set, but it's also just really nice to listen to like whenever it just sounds really really good.
Okay, what about your favorite boss music?
Okay, that one's a bit harder.
A lot harder in my case.
Yeah. So
Yes, because there is a correct answer. I say again, to the boss themes there is a correct answer.
I know what your correct answer is, I think.
No.
But my correct answer.
It does surprise you.
I really like Napstablook's theme. Well, Napstablook and Mad Dummy, because they kind of go hand in hand. Like one's a bit more jazzy than the other, but they're like I really like those ones. Those are good.
All right. My favorite one, if I had to choose, would probably be A Battle Against a True Hero. I love that song. I love the piano in it. I love how grand and epic it is. I also a bunch of other boss music I like. Of course, I love Megalovania. I love Hopes and Dreams and stuff. But I think that just the amount of like emotion and stuff behind A Battle Against a True Hero is the thing that really sells it for me. And for like individual just soundtracks, of course the song Undertale, which that was the moment that made me realize, hey, I just don't like this game. I love this game when that track was playing.
Undertale cannot be my favorite song because I can't make it through the first 3 notes before like I can't anymore. Then I have to pause it.
Yeah.
It's too much for me.
All right.
I've listened to it twice since I beat the game, and that was when it was like the pinnacle of emotional impact in my own story.
Yeah.
And actually interesting because I listened to it first because I just had to sit there. It's like, am I disgracing this song by listening to it now? Am I not paying enough respect to the song which represents the entire game to me? So that was a little just moment for me. It's like, am I really worthy enough to use this song to write my own take on the game? Is that good? Can I do this? Am I not being disrespectful by imposing my own headcanon while listening to this song, which is just the representative of the original Undertale?
Alright.
It was very interesting.
Yeah. And also, just for background music and the general areas and stuff, I think Waterfall is my favorite. Even though Waterfall is probably my least favorite area in the game, because I'm not the big... I love the aesthetic and everything. I just think the level design is a bit boring and stuff compared to the other areas, but anyways, I love that. I love the music track though. If it didn't have that music track, probably wouldn't have finished that area as quick as I did. Anyways, so Viking, I think you haven't said what your favorite boss music is.
No.
Or no, what? No, Pasta. It's what the correct answer is. Tell us the correct answer.
What the correct answer is. But first, I'll preface it a bit.
Okay.
Because with Waterfall, it's an important story. Story-wise, it's a very important section, but I can't really go into it now because I'll go a bit over time. When it comes to your favorite, I'm gonna say ambient music, like background music, ambient, just representative of the area. I'm gonna go with Another Medium, just because of how completely different it is and how much it absolutely slaps.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. I'm like, wait, I like that one too.
Yes. And when it comes to the correct answers, darlings.
Oh my god.
Of course, you gotta have death by glamour. It's just such a fantastic.
Death by
Yes.
Glamour
I mean,
is just.
I mean, the build up is just fantastic, and then it just effortlessly slides into that MIDI saxophone. It is so fantastic. It's like one of the few like quote unquote real songs in the game, and that's why I just love the song. It's so good.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because I actually played it during one of I've been doing some DJ work in my university just for like simple parties and all of that, and I have always managed to slip in Death by Glamour. Just that, because you go from the build up to one song and then you hit them with the saxophone from Death by Glamour, and it always works. It always works. So good.
Yeah, I love that song too. But yeah, chat, I know there's a bit of delay and stuff, but we'll give you like just maybe a minute more to possibly send in your last questions. Then we have to head out pretty soon. We're already like 7 minutes over schedule.
Yeah, true.
That's Metal Crusher Cupcake. I think she knows that.
Shh. It's like part of Metal Crusher is in Death by Glamour, and that was the only part that I could think of at that exact moment. Okay. There we go.
Exactly, yes. But yeah, it seems like chat is satisfied, and
Yeah.
we seem
All
to
right.
be satisfied as well.
Alright, guys, so I think this was a pretty successful thing. I mean, we had a couple of technical hiccups, like the streaming on the wrong channel, but
Yeah.
but hey, that's why we did this. Next time we're gonna be doing this, we're gonna have a very special guest, one of the creators of one of the most beloved fanfics ever, and someone who I've had the pleasure of speaking with before and having disagreements with, but that's besides the point. We're gonna be having the creator of the Golden Quiche on next time, along with the editor of the story. And I hope all of you will join us for that. And I'm glad that you could join us.
Tell your friends, tell your family.
Yeah, tell your friends, tell your family, tell anybody who really likes Undertale to come check us out.
Grab them by the collar, shake them.
Yeah. If you have like a social media or whatever that's like Undertale or fandom based, like post it there. I don't know. Get the word out. Spread it around.
Yeah. I hope that all of you have enjoyed this. I certainly did. I'm surprised it actually went as well as it did. And we will all see you same time next week, or whenever we're able to get Soph online and stuff. So yeah, toodles everybody.